from the place he's calling the Land of Promise. In New Delhi, Joel Dry, 9 News.
Malcolm Turnbull has touched down in New Delhi on his first official visit to India. A free trade agreement is expected to be top of the agenda when the Prime Minister meets his Indian counterpart.
It's fair to say today will be the biggest day of Malcolm Turnbull's international adventure. It will have the biggest pomp, the biggest ceremony and the most important agenda. Malcolm Turnbull touched down here in New Delhi, welcomed with a red carpet, a bunch of flowers and a traditional dance. But the full state welcome and all the colour and extravagance that brings here in India will happen this morning at the Presidential Palace. Pleasantries aside, there is business to do and the Prime Minister hopes his work here in India will bring much more business for Australia in what is the fastest growing economy in the world. Mr Turnbull will meet with his counterpart, Narendra Modi. The ultimate aim is a free trade agreement. That is very unlikely to be signed this trip, but we should get a little bit further down the path towards it. The other significant meeting will be with the boss of Indian super company Adani. Adani wants to build a $21 billion coal mine in Queensland. It needs a bit of help from our government to seal the deal. Australia will be very keen to make this deal happen. India is a growing power with growing needs to keep its power on. We have plenty of resources to sell them to keep the electricity flowing. Today will certainly be a very big day for Malcolm Turnbull.
The environmental threats facing the reef from the Adani coal mine are doing little to sway the federal government. As Phoebe Bowden reports, Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has jetted to India to meet with the billionaire behind the development.
Under the Indian sun, our Prime Minister puts his best foot forward, hoping to cash in on the world's fastest growing economy.
The achievements of India are the admiration of the world.
After a lavish welcome, he met with Prime Minister Modi. But tonight, behind closed doors, he'll negotiate with the billionaire behind the Adani coal mine proposed for central Queensland.
We play a big role in it, obviously, as a big coal exporter to India. We're now in a position to supply uranium, of course.
The opposition says the first priority should be to wrap up a free trade deal that was flagged to be finalised in 2015.
Get the jumper leads out and kick-charge this free trade agreement and help to create more jobs for people here in Australia.
The Turnbull government has a clear focus on exporting education, with the minister also making the journey to India. Under current laws, Australian education providers can't set up campuses in India. But with the fastest growing population in the world, experts say now is the time to push for change.
I think Australia has a chance to get in early into the race.
The demand is clear. Indian students studying in Australia have generated $2.3 billion in just 1 year. And it is rapidly growing, the number of students nearly doubling over the past 5 years.
The $2.3 billion being contributed to the Australian economy through Indian students is nowhere close to the potential of Indian educational ties with Australia being realised.
A prosperous prediction the Prime Minister hopes will add up. Phoebe Bowden, 10 Eyewitness News.